Hi, and welcome to another episode of Victory Point Labs. My name is Kevin, and I'm here with Todd and Spencer, and also we have a special guest, Steph Hodge, who plays all the games. Welcome, Steph.
Hi, thanks for having me, guys. I always watch your videos, and I'm like, oh my god, they're so good.
That's awesome. Well, we're really excited to have you here, and today we're going to be showing off all the photos that the four of us took of Sleeping Gods.
Sleeping Gods is Ryan Laukat's newest adventure storybook game. You start with Captain Odessa and then distribute the other crew members amongst the players evenly, and you guys sail off on your ship and visit different ports. You enhance your characters, try not to let your ship get to 11 damage, collect totems, and awaken the gods. This is a sprawling adventure that you can just get lost in. Alright, Steph, I'm throwing you into the fire. You get to share your photo first.
Hey, I'm fine with that. It's gonna be great.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's very thematic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
Thank you, guys. So I wanted to make sure I got the book, like the lots of books, because I wanted to get the storybook feeling. I knew I wanted a reflection. That's the first thing. I'm like, I want a reflection, because that's kind of what I do in my photos. I like to add reflection at times. And I used the box cover with this monster creature, and I got that adventure where you're like going through the islands, and the pages are like, there's so much to explore, and I tried to incorporate that. I went through many different trials, but I like this one the most, I think.
That's excellent.
Very nice.
The turning page, you could just see it turning. It's excellent.
Yeah, I love the curve of the page. It's not just straight. It's got a really nice looking curve to it.
Yeah, the composition where it's kind of in between the god's head and the hand is nice.
Thank you. I did my first attempt at being Spencer, and I made a time-lapse video. It's really bad,
Excellent.
but if you want to see it...
Let's see it.
Yeah, let's see it.
So I came in at an angle, and I had these metal coins that I wanted to try and incorporate with that. In the end, it didn't work out with this. And so the art is fantastic in this game. So I was like, how can I use the art? So I tried to get this character, and then I was like trying to set it up, and then I got my pages going, but I have this really bad angle because I don't really know how to use a phone. And so then I'm like, all right, I want more pages going. And then every time you see the page bend a little bit, I'm like holding the page with my hands, like trying to get that curvature that I wanted to go around that monster that you said you liked. So I'm like holding it and like taking a picture and like, oh my goodness. So I was using the cards to stand up the pages.
Oh yeah.
Whatever's in reach, right?
Exactly.
Board gamers are always using just whatever's closest, which most of the time is just random miscellaneous board game boxes and components. So you're like, oh, let me grab that over here, and you use whatever you got nearby. And so anytime I see some behind the scenes from another board gamer, like there's always things being held up or propped up with boxes and components.
I don't have wires and little like blue putty to make everything stand on edge.
Pro Tools.
Yes, Pro Tools.
Todd's got stock and sticky tack and Lincoln Logs.
Yes.
Lego.
Exactly. Well, that was my image, guys. I am curious to see what Todd created for us today.
Okie doke. Here we go. Every time I do it, I have to remember how to share the screen in the first place.
I love the uncertainty that you had in your voice there.
Okie doke.
Okay.
Okie doke. And here's my photo.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I like that lighting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Very moody.
So that's what I was going for. I was trying to get out on the open water in the middle of the adventure. I actually use very minimal light compared to what I'm normally doing. More direct, small light sources. Kind of like what our last episode, actually.
Oh yeah.
But let me show you real quick, basically how this light came to be here. So I'm using the inside of the box because this artwork is amazing. I got the headlamp in there to kind of cast this cool background light. And I'm using a flashlight. And I've got some actual water that I'm shooting the flashlight through. Inside a bag, because I was very paranoid that I would slosh it too hard and go crazy. Basically, I'm holding it over, and I got my flashlight going so that I can get some actual reflection.
That's great.
Nice.
And it's really cool. Yeah, you can like magnify it if you put your flashlight further away, closer. It changes, and then you slosh it around to really switch it up.
That looks awesome.
Oh, that looks great.
I kind of like it as this video.
I know, it's great, like a little animatic.
I know, right? I wish it could have been video. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm definitely going to be experimenting with this technique more. I got what I wanted, but I know it could have been so much more than that, so I'm going to really mess around with it. But it was a lot of back and forth, trying to decide what I liked. And just sloshing this thing around. I had my wife spray some of that smoke aerosol.
Very nice final image.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's great, man.
I love that use of water. I think that's so cool.
That was the one thing that right off the bat, I was like, oh, it would be really cool if I tried something like that. So I'm glad it worked out.
And I also tried to use the back of the box at one point in one of my images. I'm like, or the inside of the box, because he has all the inside just looking gorgeous. So it's really cool that you use that too.
It's so nice.
I did like that. I liked the printing on the inside. I thought that was a really nice extra touch. Because usually it's just cardboard, which is fine. But this had extra artwork on the inside. That was great.
Now that I've seen the video, I just see the flashing of the different blocks of water moving around. I'm like,
it's almost imperative. You have to watch the video with the picture to get the full experience. Why don't we go to Kevin?
All right.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Nice. Did you paint your boat?
No, it's the metal boat.
Oh, a metal boat.
My buddy has a copy of this game, and I borrowed his metal boat that he got.
Nice.
That is cool.
And the creature underneath, that's cool.
Good idea.
I loved the front cover of the box, how you can see the monster coming up from underneath the boat, and I kind of I took that same concept, but just rather than a side view, I went for the top-down view. Yeah, let me show you my behind the scenes.
I'm guessing Photoshop wasn't used at all, right?
Used an X-Acto knife and paper.
You'll find out.
That's in the actual ocean.
So yeah, I just cut out some
nice.
poster board into a rough shape of a very strange looking monster because I am not good at shapes. And I stuck the boat on the top there.
Oh, that's killer.
Stuck it in the fish tank. And so I tried to do this as practically as possible because I wanted it to, look as good as possible. And I got it all in the fish tank and I added water. And it took a lot of time to fill up the entire thing. But the back end was sticking up quite a bit higher. And then I just moved my light around to kind of experiment with what the colors would look like, what kind of parts I would highlight on the boat and on the creature, and the color of the green mat underneath. And then, so this was my image, and then I added some texture in Photoshop, and then just a little bit of trails to make it look like the boat was moving.
Oh,
cool. That's awesome. You went all out, man. That's so cool.
Once I filled the fish tank, the water didn't look the way that I wanted it to, so I had to add the texture in Photoshop. But I'm still really happy with the way it turned out. I think it was pretty cool.
It's always good to have a spare fish tank.
What, you didn't get something inside the water creating the waves for you?
I kind of tried a little bit.
Is that the next step?
I tried, but then the little thing that I had sticking up started going like crazy, and it wasn't gonna work. So
It's like the wave pool.
Well, that is my photo. So why don't we throw it over to you, Spencer?
Absolutely.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Ooh.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, boats and water seem to be a pretty big theme for this one.
Oh, and you got the coins in the background too.
I do.
I know, I see that.
I got the Kickstarter version, So I've been excited for this one for some time now, and it came with the nice little painted boat. I was trying to make the coins look like stars in the background, but they're too big. But I like the color and the texture they added.
It looks like you use like blue crinkled paper. Is that what you use, like, to get that water effect? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a couple things. So there's a sheet of vellum paper, which I pretty much always use, and then a blue, like, foot square gel, and then on top of that is some cling wrap.
It looks really cool. I love that it's not just flat. I love that it's kind of got a nice little curve wave to it.
Yeah, it's like in between the waves. It's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So I have those layers I just mentioned taped down on my table, but like over time of putting the coins up in the background and everything, it started sinking. So that curve is totally a mistake.
Oh wow.
No, I like the curve.
I know, I liked it too, but that is not how I originally had it planned. And then so I actually added some additional cling wrap in the front to kind of vignette that a little bit. So let me show you behind the scenes.
Oh, I'm so impressed. It's just like so much stuff.
Yeah. So I got the two little lights hitting it. I wanted to make the ship look larger than it is, so you shoot it with smaller lights. And then I have one light where I taped off, so there's only like a little horizontal line of light hitting those coins in the background, so it wasn't lighting up the black cloth or anything.
Wow.
Nice.
That's
super
sitting
cool.
there. Wow.
I wasn't going to use wires, because I pretty much always do. I was going to try and hang all the coins from a piece of thread. That was going to be too complicated, so it was a lot easier to manipulate them with the wires, and I use this really sticky stuff to hold those metal coins on there.
That's awesome.
So that's the final setup.
I love it.
And
Excellent.
that's the final photo.
Super cool.
Thank you.
I love the idea of splitting the table leaves for
So
that
smart.
extra room so it could hang.
I
That's a
do
great
that.
idea.
I'm so glad we have that, because I have used that so many times. But yeah, that one light coming up from the bottom to illuminate, it helps a lot.
Very smart.
Thanks.
It's interesting. I have a table like that. It's gonna be taken.
Yep, we're all gonna copy it now. Here it comes.
Good. Take it. Run with it.
If it was me, I would have just stacked 2 board game boxes and then did it on the top of them.
Yep.
That's more like my style too.
Nice.
I thought everybody was going to use the book, because the book is such a feature in this game that I'm like, everybody's going to do what I'm doing, so I'm kind of happy that everybody picked what I was doing. But everybody incorporated the boat. I'm like, oh, maybe I should use the boat.
You had the boat in the background picture. You did incorporate it.
That's true. I love it.
I love that we all use different versions of the boat, because Spencer, yours was
Yes.
painted. Todd, you had the plastic one. I borrowed the metal one from my buddy. So we all had different versions.
Yeah.
And Steph, yours was the boat on the box. So yeah.
Yep, all 4.
On
That's
the
like, there
box.
aren't any other versions. That's all 4 versions. We nailed it.
Well, that was our episode of Sleeping Gods. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Huge thank you to Red Raven Games for sending us each a copy, except for Spencer, who already kickstarted it. And we're so jealous of his painted boat. Okay, I want to start over. Well, that is our episode of Sleeping Gods. We hope everyone enjoyed it. Huge thank you to Red Raven Games for sending each of us a copy. This game is super cool. And thank you so much, Steph, for joining us. Is there anything you'd like to add or let people know where they can follow you?
Oh yeah, you can find me on Instagram along with these guys. I'm at Pumpkin312, and you'll see all my awesome photos, because I try and take awesome photos just like them. And I have a blog, All the Meeples of the Rainbow, where I feature all the games that I play, including my awesome photos that I like so much as well. And I have a calendar. You need a calendar. And I just started a Twitch channel if you want to see games being played, where I play every Sunday and Wednesday nights, and we play 3 games minimum. So we really cover them all. I try.
So please go follow Steph on all the platforms. And also, if you guys enjoyed what you saw here today, please consider following us as well. We are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you haven't checked out Sleeping Gods yet, you definitely have to. Ryan Laukat did an amazing job with everything. He did the design, he did the artwork. Like, him and his wife are just a power couple that just they do some crazy cool stuff. So check out the game. It is very cool, and we have some really cool stuff planned in the future, including another community episode with a challenge involved. So stay tuned for that, and we will see you guys in the next video.
And did we get all of us looking at the camera smiling already?
I don't know if we really did.
For
the thumbnail or for whatever.
Yeah,
right
or
now,
for
here we
social
go.
media.
Just do it. Doesn't
Okay,
even matter
everybody,
if we
look
do
at
it
your
or not.
camera, smile. Okay.
We did it.